Hello, welcome to another episode of the Ghana Women Awards Diaries. Of course, this program is designed to unravel, unearth, and celebrate amazing women who are doing magnificently well in their various fields of endeavor. Today on the show is going to be awesome because we have an astute and an impeccable architect, for that matter, the first woman to head the Architectural and Engineering Services Limited here in Ghana. And of course, we'll be jumping into that industrious woman who's been striving hard and making an impact in the world of midwifery. But before we delve into that, let me say a very big thank you to our sponsors. Of course, Perla Mineral Water. Being part of this program, you need to grab yourself a bottle anytime you go out there to refresh you and hydrate you anytime. Of course, the Labadi Beach Hotel, Ghana's first 5-star hotel, 12 stage, Dani Kani Airport West Hotel, and Imani Impressions. Thank you all so much for being a part of this program. Now, we'll go for a message from Perla Mineral Water. When we come back, we jump into these wonderful profiles.
Welcome to our special segment on Multipac Limited, a trailblazing company established in 2006. Perla Water, which has been capturing the heart and the taste of consumers since inception in 2018. Perla ensures that every sip delivers and refreshing the high, healthy experience. Multipac Limited ensures that Perla Water is readily available across all the market in Ghana. One of our key initiatives in advancing women empowerment is our active participations and support in Ghana Women's Award. This is a prestigious event to recognize and celebrate the achievement of the woman across various sectors.
Welcome back from the break. If you just tune in, you've not missed much because this is the profile time. We're going to celebrate two outstanding women. First is architect Thelma Doku, who is the first woman to head the Architectural and Engineering Services Limited here in Ghana. She's now a consulting architect at the Modula Group. Of course, in the Outstanding Female Architect category for this year's Ghana Women Awards. From that, we'll be jumping into that wonderful profile of that magnificent, of course, impeccable and industrious woman, Dr. Ernestina Asiedua, who is the Senior Lecturer, Maternal and Child Health at the University of Ghana. She's going to be profiled today. So sit back, once again, grab yourself a bottle of Perla Mineral Water and enjoy this profile.
I am Thelma Otuko Doku, an architect by profession and a member of the Ghana Institute of Architects. I've been practicing for the past 33 years after graduation from the university. My parents are Frederick Amati Peku and Mrs. Mabel Amati Peku. My daddy was an economics teacher and senior housemaster at Laboni, and my mother was also working with the Ghana Education Service as the regional language organizer. Together with my siblings, we grew up on the Laboni school compound where my daddy was working. In my early years, my daddy recognized my creative ability, and he always admiringly spoke about it and told people that my daughter was an artist. He encouraged me to draw, so he would take me to exhibitions at the Art Center and also at the British Council. We are registered members of the British Council Library, so on Saturdays as well, we'll go to the library and I'll flip through the books and see the beautiful buildings, dresses, and I'll be admiring them. And when we come back home, I'll come and draw some and show to him, and he'll be happy about them.
I remember when we were young, she likes drawing, and she could draw all of us, my parents and then all my younger siblings. She could draw all of us and then print it and hang on the walls. When you see it, it looks so beautiful and lovely. So I was not surprised at all when she said she was going to study architecture.
That was how most of my young days were spent. I'm married to Mr. Chachu Doku, Mark Chachu Doku. We have 4 children, 3 girls and a boy.
I've always seen my mother to be a very amazing woman. She could do so many things. She could bake, she could cook, she would sew, she had a farm, she had fowls, ducks, she liked animals, dogs. Like, there were so many things my mother could do, and she would try to slightly expose you to all these things like, oh, come and let's sew a bit, come and let's cook a bit, come and let's do this a bit. So I felt like she could do so many things. My mother has so many talents. She is able to sew. She made most of my clothes for me for church, for SHS, my uniforms. And I never had to worry about what style I had to wear because I knew that mommy would come through for me.
My mother is a kind who tell you to do something, and if you don't do it, you know what awaits you, because she's the type of person who goes straight to the point and would like something to be done well.
I started school at Adam 4 nursery school, the only nursery in town that time, and continued in 1970 to the Adam 4 Methodist Primary School. I continued my primary school at the Osu RE2 Primary School at the Ringway Estate. In class 4, she again had to do some course out of home, so she sent us back to Adan, and then I did my part of the primary education in Adan again, and then class 5 came back to Accra and went to the Osu Home School. Then I went to South Labadi Estate Girls School for 1 year and wrote my common entrance. And I was admitted to Laboni Secondary School in the year 1977. I read general arts and also did fine art. The genesis between the fine art was that my father had insisted I should do fine art. And even though I was not happy about it because I was the only girl in the whole class, A to E, doing art, he insisted I should still do the art instead of the home science. I wrote my O-levels in 1982 and proceeded to Achimota School for my A-levels. I did 1 year national service after sixth form at the Carnation Technical School. From there, I went to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, then UST, previously UST, to read architecture, BSc in architecture for 4 years. That was 1985 to 1989.
On campus, there were not too many women in our time doing architecture, but Thelma was part of the few women who were studying architecture. She was a very assertive person. She was not very loud, but anytime I had an opportunity to have a discussion with her or listen to her, I felt convinced that no, this is a lady who is going places.
In '89, after completion of the BSc degree, I continued with the postgraduate diploma in architecture and completed in the year 1991. I've done a lot of certificate courses from GIMPA. I did capital human management. I also have done management and leadership skills. I've also done project management from Major Technologies, certificate in project management from Major Technologies. I also did certificate in contract administration from the Ghana Institute of Engineers and many other certificate courses that helped me to advance my career.
I engaged to do national service in my office, Modula Group. Now, after 1 year of service, I had no option but to confirm my appointment as a permanent staff in the office.
So I was with Modula Group for about 5 years. I got married in Modula Group, and my husband was transferred to Cape Coast as the regional director for Center for National Culture. So somewhere in 1996, I left Modula Group to join my husband in Central Region.
Throughout the period that I've seen her as a student, and through the time she was working with me, there was no time you saw Madam Thelma angry. She's a very deep thinker, and she's a big source of inspiration for me.
But Thelma was very, very good when you had discussions with her. You could tell that she had a role as an architect. She understood where she was going, and it was enjoyable to have discussions on architecture with her.
I got a job at Sedicom, and I was employed as a senior architect. From Sedicom, we relocated to Accra. I applied for the job at AESL and I started working AESL in March 2000. I rose through the ranks. I was appointed the Director of Architecture. I became the first female director of architecture in AESL that has been in practice for over 40 years. I was lucky to be the first female director.
Thelma is somebody who knows what she's about. She works with precision and she's straightforward to the point, and we all love to work with her.
I served as a director of architecture for 10 years, 2010 to 2020, when I left the company. When I left the company, my vision was to start up. I was passionate about our built environment, and so I wanted to do advocacy and skills training. So I set up a little company that was doing skills training, that was to spearhead skill training and advocacy. In the course of this, I got invited by Modula Group to come and run the company. In 2023, I accepted the role as the consultant architect in Modula Group, and I'm currently here in Modula Group.
I must also celebrate Thelma today as having been a contributory factor to the success of Modula Group. But it has not been easy. You know, architecture has been a male-dominated profession, but for her to brace herself up through all these years and even rising to become the director of architecture at AESL, which is the biggest consulting group in Ghana, and coming back to Modula Group is an honor. And I believe this is how I want to celebrate her too.
I've been in practice for a good 33 years, and I think that is a great achievement. Not only that, I've had the opportunity to design many high national profile projects by virtue of practice where I started work in Modula Group. And we were the leading company that was able to change the skyline of Accra by producing the first high-rise building, that's the Trust Towers and the Reed Tower. I also had assisted my director, who was then working on the CD House project. Other things that I've achieved also is to become the first director of architecture of AESL after 40 years of establishment. When the new regions were created, we needed to do prototype designs for the regions, that is the regional offices for Ministry of Education, Health, and others. My team quickly, and my team, we were able to produce all the drawings that were required for those projects to take off on record time. Also, one of my great achievements, I remember the AU conference that happened, I can't remember the date. We had a short timeline to rehabilitate the Accra International Conference Center for that international project, and it was quite a tall task, and I was the project officer, but with all vim, I was able to achieve the project target, and we finished and completed the project in good time for the AU conference, much to the satisfaction of the client and everybody, the government. There were other projects I've achieved, because even just beyond Ghana, I happened to be selected to do projects in Bamako. I did their embassy design. I also did their rehabilitation of their residents and ambassadors' residents. I served as a technical committee member for the drafting of the Ghana Building Code. Also, I was part of the technical committee that drafted the Ghana Accessibility Standard. I also gave input for local materials, the drafting of the local material, promotion of local materials in the building industry. I have also mentored a lot of, by virtue of my position, mentored a lot of young architects, because many architects have come for training, and I have personally taken interest in training a lot of them.
She mentored me in terms of design. She's had a lot of impact on me.
I was always working with her and always attending site meetings with her. I learned so much from her. She's somebody, she cuts across all, professions. When it comes to engineering, she's very good at it. When it comes to quantity surveying, she's good at it. Any area of our, field, Auntie Thelma is so good.
So there are many things that I have, I think, achieved as an architect, and I'm quite happy that I've made a contribution towards our national development in the area of this. As I progress on the ladder, the first challenge I had in the course of my work was when I rose to management position. I saw that the work-life balance became a little more difficult because I had to balance my activities between the home and also the work environment. I realized that I needed to really put my tasks together, so I always plan my day so that I'll be able to have a good balance. I've always had an interest in sewing and fashion design. As early as about 7-8 years, I started sewing for dolls. So I had many dolls and I'll make all kinds of dresses or clothes for them. So I have no formal education in sewing. It's just a talent or a God-given talent.
I see a woman every day in the mirror. I see a woman, and every time I look in my mind, I see that woman, a wonderful woman, an African woman, mother of nature, beautiful woman.
As a busy career woman, I tried to spend quality time with the children, especially when they were much younger. There were so many things we could do. We'll go out and play basketball, volleyball, run around the compound. But as they grew older, we revised some of the games, and one of the games we frequently play is Scrabble or Owari or Ludo. I also find time with them to bake. In fact, all of them can bake, and when I'm baking, they assist in the baking process. So these are some of the activities I've done with them, and so that we can bond together, as well as teaching them through the activities that we do. Go Caris! Wow! 7 letters ago! My advice to young architects, especially the women, is that they should take the profession very seriously. They should be willing to study and understudy other people. They should be mentored and taught, because our work is practice, and experience also help. They should be teachable, and learn, willing to learn new skills, learn anything. The other thing they need to do is that they should stay focused on the career path, because it's easy to feel intimidated, it's easy to feel you are not being appreciated because you are a woman.
On this particular day, I want to say thank you for everything you have done. Without you, I don't think I will be where I am today. I really appreciate you. I really thank you, Auntie Thelma. You are so much of a blessing to my life.
As a woman of substance in the society, I say a big congratulations to her. I wish her all the success. She may not end up here. Perhaps if she lives here, wherever she may go, whatever contribution she's making in society for the betterment of Ghanaian women, I wish her a big success.
The assertive part of you was always something that I cherished, because you're able to speak your mind freely without any fear or favor, and I think it's something I appreciate about you. Keep going that path, and I believe that the rewards will come day in and day out.
What do we have that was not given us? And if it was given us, why then do we boast? I'm Dr. Ernestina Asiedua. I'm a lecturer at the School of Nursing and Midwifery, University of Ghana. I'm in the Maternal and Child Health Department. I lecture in midwifery, pediatrics, and leadership in health. My mother is Madam Agnes Entry, and my father, the late Mr. S. Kechi. I have 14 siblings, but growing up, 6 of us stayed together. I'm married to Mr. Emmanuel Anoapia. We have 2 children.
We're just mere friends, and in '92, I proposed to her that I was going to marry her. So we had our marriage, we had our wedding in 1996. And from '96, we all realized that we had to achieve something.
Growing up with her as a mom has been a pleasure, I think the greatest thing she has taught me is to be compassionate and to care for others. I remember right from childhood, we used to have a lot of people coming around, coming home to eat, coming home to share. And she shared everything she had. And I believe it even influenced her decision to go into nursing and midwifery, because she's always concerned about others.
Mommy has taught me that I don't have to give out of abundance, but with the least I can, when I can help society, I should. And that is why I chose to offer a course like pharmacy.
I had my primary education in Koforidua at the Wisdom Preparatory School. Then I proceeded to Abuakwa State College and I completed in 1988. So I belonged to the 88 group. Then I had my nursing training education at the Koforidua Nurses Training College. I completed in 1992. Then in 1997, I went to Kumasi for a midwifery course and I completed with RM, or registered midwife. From there I worked for a while and I came to Legon and I completed first degree in 2000 at the University of Ghana. I obtained a first degree in nursing psychology at the School of Nursing and Midwifery, University of Ghana. I had my master's also at the School of Nursing, Master of Philosophy in Nursing with a midwifery research specialization. In 2015, I enrolled at the School of Public Health, University of Ghana to pursue a PhD program, and I completed in 2020 and graduated in 2021. So in 1992, I completed Nurses Training College, Koforidua, with so much joy and hope. I was posted to the Koforidua Central Hospital, now Regional Hospital, and the first station I worked at the Accident and Emergency Units for a year, and then from there I went to work at the Maternity Units. I went to pursue midwifery in 1995. I completed in 1996. Then I came back to my labor ward. So while I was working at the labor ward, my principal came back and said, Tina, they are all saying that you teach the students when they come. Come and teach them in the school because we lack teachers. So when I came, I told the then dean that, please, I'm a bedside person. But she told me one thing that changed my mind and my perception. And she said, well, if you're a wonderful nurse at the bedside, why don't you come and train more to be like you? Why don't you come and impart all the knowledge and the skills? So I thought about it. Then I said, yes. If that is it, then I'll consider coming to join the university. So I came. So I rose through the ranks of assistant lecturer to become a lecturer in 2020 and now a senior lecturer. So I have a personal philosophy that says that a student today, a colleague tomorrow, and that is my teaching philosophy. So I handle my students like my own children, and I also handle them as colleagues. And this has led to a situation where I've impacted so much on a lot of students, and they call me where they've gotten to in life, and I'm so proud of them.
She has been an amazing lecturer to my colleagues and I. She's our everything. She is disciplined. And then one thing I like about her is if we want something, it's mostly her we go to because she's the only person who has our time. She's humble to listen to us. She has time for everything that is going through our lives. So even in our relationships, if you have trouble in your relationship, you go to Dr. Asiedua.
Far back as 2001, I remember she recruited me into an NGO that even took us to Asimfosu and its environs, you know. She was into these women issues. Until recently, she decided to form another NGO, which is called EA Fistula, which looks into women with fistula. And if you really understand fistula, fistula is a disease condition that affects women. Sometimes they end up leaking feces through the vagina.
What she did, which is very influencing and very nice, is a woman who nearly died of fistula finally had a live baby who we call near miss in nursing. She was able to go through, save the woman and even the baby, to the extent that she even had to organize a psychologist to take care of the baby because of the scar the baby got on the head. So she took care of that baby for 5 solid years and made sure the baby was healthy and normal and has even started education. And she's thinking of adopting that baby, which is very impressive.
So I travel across the country to take care of those women. I have most of them in the Pandai district. So I go to the north and then another far journey to Pandai to take care of those women. So I have a challenge managing my time. I cut down on sleep, but I'm always hard pressed with time because I have students who are calling for support, sometimes emotional support, and I give them that opportunity even midnight because some may have a suicidal tendency. So you can't tell your students or your clients that don't call me after this time. Sometimes they really need somebody to talk to. Another major challenge was how to manage my emotions. At the initial stages of my NGO, I realized that I was interviewing women and I was visiting women in their homes, and the troubles they share with me, sometimes it also gets to me. And there are times that I'll be home and I'll break down emotionally, or I'll just remember a woman's story and feel like crying. So I spoke to a clinical psychologist and he said, no, you have to detach your emotions from the counseling, so you need a formal training in counseling. And I'm happy that when I did that, it has really helped me. Outside academia, I also love cooking. Cooking is my hobby. I have 2 hobbies, cooking and singing. On Saturdays, the family love to take something local. So today, we are going to take yam, cooked yam with kontomire, and that is what we have on our menu. During my leisure time, this is one of my hobbies. I like dancing, especially the reggae dance and the very high level of dance, not at this style. This old-timers dance, we call it bumps. If you want to stay healthy, if you want to avoid all the non-communicable diseases, stay healthy by exercising. To my nurses and midwives, I know you get very busy, but please make some little time for exercise. To the youth, watch your eating habits and also exercise. The Bible says, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? My version is that, what shall it profit a woman or a man in academia if he gains all the certificates, all the academic laurels, without imparting any life? The lives that we impart are very important. Sometimes I travel deep into the villages, and all that time I could have spent on my papers to write more, to get more certificates. But I believe that imparting the life of others is also very important in academia. And that is the reason why I have chosen this course.
I want to wish her well and to hope that she'll continue to make us proud as a nurse and a midwife, and to continue to impact positively the lives of young nurses and midwives in Ghana.
Dr. Ernestina, tepaya pam, na one diga so, na one sung ma gobo, na one che kan as no atuma chanzuk sa, katete alafi, kalan to gupti, then simsen na gupti shem. Salaam alaikum.
Tina, my wife, I call you Doc. I'm really proud of you. The whole family is really proud of you. And I know the sky is the basis for your higher and greater achievements. I want you to go higher, higher and higher, such that it would be an impression for other people to emulate what you have done. As a wife, as a nurse, and a midwife, as an academician, and as somebody who I share bed with, I say, may the good Lord bless you with all this. You are a prayerful woman. You are a staunch woman in the Lord. And I know that with you and with the children, God is our ultimate.
Wow, Great stories indeed. Thank you to our sponsors for making this possible for us to be here. God willing, next week we'll come your way again with another set of profiles. Have a great day.